Hello students, welcome to the Python programming for school students tutorial. Today we'll be learning Python functions. A function is a block of organized and reusable codes used to perform a single or related action. Functions receive data in the form of arguments and use it to run a specified set of statements and produce the final output. The main purpose of function is that it saves the memory, and whenever we require the repetitive line of statements or line of codes, we can use function and those. Okay, so later we will see by examples. What are the components of function? Functions has mainly four components: name of the function, arguments, statements, and return value. A function name should be unique and easy to correlate with the task it will perform. We can have functions of the same name with different parameters. Suppose there are two functions with the same name, but it has different parameters. First function is having two parameters and second function is having three parameters. So as you pass the arguments, according to that it will call the functions. We will see it in examples. Then arguments. The input given to the function is referred to as a arguments. A functions can or cannot have any arguments. Statements. The statements are the executable instructions that the function can perform. Return value. A function may or may not have any return value. Okay. So it may or may not return anything. Let us see types of functions. We have mainly two types of functions. One is built-in functions like the print, the input method. These are the built-in functions. We do not require to write these functions. You can say these are system-defined functions. Whenever we need, simply we can call them. We do not need to define them. Then you have user-defined functions. User-defined functions are created by the user according to the need of the program. Once the user defines a function, the function can be called many times as per requirement. Okay. And we have three types of user defined functions. First one is the functions do not take any parameter or return anything. Second one is the function take parameters but do not return anything. And the third type is the functions take parameters and also return output. So this is the syntax. We have to use the keyword def, then name of the function, then list of parameters, then body. Let's define a function of type 1. It will not take any parameter or return anything. Okay, let's. So here you have defined a function that is my country, and under this we have defined these statements. So let us call the function my country. Okay. So whenever we'll call this function, whatever statements written inside this function will be called. Okay. So this one is the function without having any parameter and any return type. Then let's move to the second type of function, which take parameters but do not return anything. Before that, we have to understand how many arguments we have. First one is default arguments. The default argument, these arguments with the default values that are given while defining a function are known as the default arguments. During function call, if we provide a value of the default argument, the default value is overridden. Let's see by an example. Let me close this one. Let me open it. So here we have defined a function with default arguments. You can see we have defined num1 equals to 5, num2 equals to 10, and num3 equals to 15. Let's call the function. Okay. So we have already defined the arguments with its default value. So when we call without passing the value, it prints the sum of the arguments. Okay. And if we pass different values, it will override. Let's see it by an example. Suppose I make num1 equals to your 20, then I'm calling the function and I am giving the value so that it will overwrite. 2 equals to 30, now 3 equals to 40. Okay, see, so it has overridden the previous value. Then we have positional arguments. Positional arguments are arguments that must be passed during a function call in the same order in which they are defined. Let's see by an example. We have defined this function. Let's call it. Now, suppose the maths mark is 90, science is 95, and English is 55. Okay. Let's call it again. S- We have to call display marks and declude and declude. So you got it. We have to pass according to the question. You cannot pass the marks of math into marks of science. So this way we define the positional arguments. Then we have keyword arguments. Keywords argument are those in which values are assigned to arguments based on their names when the function is called. Let us see by an example. Suppose role 1 has got 200 marks, role 2 has got 220 marks, and role role 3 has got 250 marks. Okay. Sprint Okay, if I call this cars, and if I interchange their position, like if I two plus 300 roll 3 equals to 200 roll 1 equals to 250. Okay, first it displayed the mark of roll 1, then roll 2, then roll 3. Got it? Then we have variably length arguments. This variable length arguments. Variable length arguments are used when the number of arguments to be passed in a function call is unknown. So we do not know how many arguments will be passed. It is also of two types. One is variable length positional arguments. An asterisk sign is placed before the parameter. During a function call, we can provide any number of arguments. Let's see it by an example. Suppose let's call this function. We do not know how many arguments are there. Okay, so suppose first we have three arguments. Okay, it's a typing error. Let's fix it, no problem. Okay, so we are not sure how many arguments will be there. So in that case, we use variable length arguments. And if you require, suppose, so these arguments are not fixed. It can vary according to our need. Okay, got it? Then we have variable length keyword arguments. A double asterisk sign is used with the parameter in function. It has argument names with their values. Let's see it by an example. Which we define this function that call this function. Okay, this is the output. Suppose something what we can do vehicle is car color, let's make it do brand is BMW and we'll add year is 2025. Okay, got it. And let's move to return type. The return statement is used with the function to send the function's result back to the caller. A function can return any type of value like numeric, object, or sequence. Let's see by an example. What we can do, we can call the function here. Special type and 6. Okay, the multiplication value is 30. Same way, if you define another function that is sum, Suppose we want to keep the addition value in a variable. Okay. Another typing error. Hmm. So whenever you get any error, you have to see line by line what exactly the error it is showing. Okay. Do not be in panic. Now if I print, okay, the addition is 30 because we have kept the addition value in this variable and it has returned here. So this is all about for this tutorial Python programming for school students. We covered until functions. So go through the previous chapters also, and if you have any doubt, please mention in the comments. I'll reply to those comments and I'll ask. Okay. Till then, keep practicing the programs so that your fundamentals will be more clear. As much as you practice, you will be gain more confidence in Python program. Till then, bye and take care. Thank you for watching this tutorial.